Once again, people, we back. Part two, Our Brother's Keeper, from a street point of view. I'll give you a brief introduction on myself. I'm E. Rice Bay, one of Our Brother's Keepers. We deal with reentry services, serving the community with individuals coming out of prison, men and women, in the hope that we can be successful and get them back on the right track. I have today with me a guest, one of our successful clients, Darin Darby. We'll be talking with him today and asking him questions on what it is that what made him successful being a part of this program. So Darin, what is it about OBK? Pardon us, people. What is it about OBK that made you successful? What caused you to feel as if you could reintegrate back into society?
Well, for one, I'm not, from around here. So when they threw me in the halfway house, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. So, one of the ladies told me about this place, and I was like, well, I was skeptical about it. So I went anyway. Next thing you know, I was really still frustrated about my ID. The guys calmed me down, told me what I needed to do, and handle my business. Being upset about everything, he said, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. So they put me on the right track. And I mean, the place is here if you want it. That's the bottom line. You gotta want it. And other than that, like I said, on that note, these guys do what they need to do to help y'all guys get through. But like I said, once again, my bottom line is this: you gotta want it.
Absolutely. So what is the kind of experiences that you went through personally that made you feel like, hey, I need to get it right? I want to be right. I want to do it right.
Well, family, I've been through this too long, and I'm getting older, and it just doesn't make sense, and I'm here on top of something I really didn't do, but I took, the blame for it. So that was an eye-opener for me. And then when I got out here, it was another test because I'm nowhere from around here, and that really frustrated me. But God's good, and he, pointed me in the right direction, Thanks for OBK, because I tell you what, if it wasn't for those guys, I think I would be back in prison because I was so frustrated.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. As we well know, everybody in prison is innocent. So everybody, that was a joke. Everybody who goes to prison is not necessarily a bad person. But when you do go and you come back, you have programs such as these that are able to lend a hand to you and give you some hope and some direction and some guidance and the ability to cause yourself to want to be a part of society again.
There's so much negativity out here these days. We need to have, programs like this around because our brothers, getting out, they don't know what they're doing, they don't know where they're going, and they resort right back to drugs. So these programs we have going on right now, I think really helps, people in transition getting back into their life.
That's right, my brother. So on that note, we're going to turn it over to my brother Rick. So Rick can add some input to this situation.
All righty. This is the OBK podcast, and I'm with one of our more successful clients that we've had come through the doors here at Our Brother's Keeper, Mr. Darin Darby. And what we're attempting to do here is give you information about Our Brother's Keeper and let you see some of our clients who have made a successful transition back into the community. Darin Darby is at the top of that list. What we do here at OBK is do our best to help those coming through our doors return to a life of normal living, not abnormal living, because that's what we're doing when we're incarcerated, when we're under the influence of drugs, when we're robbing, stealing, killing. That's an abnormal life. There's nothing normal about that, and OBK seeks to return those who come through the doors to a sense of normalcy, to a normal lifestyle. And one that's benefiting themselves and those around them, hopefully their families and whatnot. Darin Darby, once again, is one of those people who has made a successful transition back into society, and by his own admission, it wasn't easy. There was frustrations.
Yes, it was.
Throughout, and that's understandable. When you come home, there's so many obstacles that you face. It can be extremely frustrating. That's why a good percentage, I think, of people go back, because there's so many hurdles, so many hoops that you have to run over and jump through.
And then you being a felon, they look at you like,
But you're already being a felon, you're already guilty.
Yep.
I think it's guilty until proven innocent, not innocent until proven guilty. It's actually the other way around. I saw a guy walk in the courtroom yesterday, and he had on the orange jumpsuit. And in my mind, when I saw the orange, he already guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in some states they've banned letting you walk in the courtroom with the orange or whatever color county suit they have, because it already sets in the mind of those who see them that they're already guilty. So they come in with normal clothes on. I can look at you in a normal manner now, not as someone who just came from behind some bars.
This is why we need this that's exactly why we need these programs. Because when the brothers get out and the sisters, they sometimes don't have no type of structure. And sometimes this place would do that. The more programs we got, I think the better off, as far as society, our people, or whoever, we'll do a better thing because these programs out here. Because right now, there's so many people out here can get these programs, and it's just...
Well, the programs are here.
Yes.
What I would like the programs to do is take a more personal approach with the clients.
Yes.
And don't look at you as just a name on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Or a number.
Or a number. Here at OBK, I think, and I know the reason that we're successful is because we take a very personal approach with our clients. Sometimes...
And well, you're supposed to. I mean, you're supposed to figure out what you're going to do.
Right.
You have to.
Right. You have to do that in order to see their side.
Mm-hmm.
I have to put myself in their position.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have an empathetic concept of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, it's much easier to deal with that individual and their issues.
Mm-hmm.
Darin was very easy to deal with. Very respectful. He did almost everything we asked him to do. And I think that's why he's had a more successful outcome to his life, because he followed the path that we had laid out for him.
Yes.
And a lot of guys, when they come out, they need that structure. They need that discipline. They need that that prodding to go the right way, because without it, a lot of them
Go the other way.
go back the other way.
Yeah.
And Ernest and I, and Kirsten, and Mike, and Lou, and everybody else here that works at OBK, we do our best to try to steer them in the right direction, because it's so easy to go in the wrong way.
Yes.
Darin, could you maybe provide us with a little information about what OBK did to make your life and situation a little better, just a little more insight? I know you touched on it.
Well, I tell you what, it's more than a little bit. I mean, they helped me through as far as my ID, as far as getting my birth certificate and everything else. I mean, I was frustrated, don't get me wrong, and I was sometimes, and I just said, what the heck with it. But I tell you what, God's great. And
Yes, he is.
and OBK, they showed me the way, they showed me a structure. So I took it from there and I handled my business. But you gotta want it.
Ernest and I usually talk about the clients that we deal with, and when we talked about you, even when you first started coming, we always had a positive conversation about this brother Darin Darby. Ernest loves you for whatever reason, but
He going to the gym.
he talks about you a lot. Matter of fact, he uses you as an example of people who've made a successful transition. I've heard him mention that.
Well, let me hit that lottery first, and then you can say I'm successful. All right, let me hit that. Hey, what's that million? That billion? Look, then I'll show you.
Well, we still work. It's an everyday struggle.
Yes,
You know,
it is.
It's an everyday struggle.
It is.
We take one day at a time.
We do.
As I was just saying, it's so easy to go back the other day. So we do it one day at a time, like anybody in recovery has to do. Let me say that again. If you're in recovery, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Take it one day at a time. When you return home, and OBK comes into your life, hopefully, take it one day at a time. Don't try to jump to next week or next month. Take it one day. All you got to deal with is this moment right here.
Yes.
So deal with that, and then the rest will come later. You know, and if you're doing this moment right, the rest that comes later is more than likely going to be right. So just be patient and tolerant.
And believe in yourself.
And believe in yourself. Don't believe what society says about you. Because society has painted a very negative picture on us that return home.
Yeah.
Now, we're human beings too. We have feelings. We have families. We want jobs. We want to do right. And we need the public's help to do that. OBK is here helping us do that. And
Yes, sir.
I'm so grateful to be here and be a part of seeing people's lives.
If we could just help one person, if we could just help one person, or that's great for us. You know what I mean?
I always say that,
you know, it's like I said, it's tough, and we can't make nobody do anything. Okay, it's just
It's up to the individual.
yes, and the programs are here, and I mean OPK will get you on the right foot.
So on that note, if you want it bad enough, would you have to want a normal lifestyle bad after you've been incarcerated, because your life is not really going to be normal anymore. You're an ex-con. So you have a lot of hurdles to overcome, but I'm sitting here telling you now that they can be overcome.
I'm living proof.
Darin Darby is living proof. Ernest Rice Bay is living proof. A lot of our clients, not only Darin, that have come through here, have made a successful transition. And we will be seeing them on future podcasts, but it is possible. It's not impossible to have a normal life after you come home from incarceration.
Just don't give up. That's all. I mean, the programs are there. Just
Don't give up, like Darin says. If you come across one obstacle,
Work
which
it out.
you are, work it out with those who care about you, like me and Ernest care about our clients, and Kirsten and Mike and Lou.
For these guys, I don't know. I tell you, like I said, I'm not away from around here, and I was just lost. And like I said, when this lady told me about these guys, I was so hesitant. I was like, well, what these guys gonna do for me? They can't tell me anything. What, they gonna put some money in my pocket? I mean, this thing was going through my head. Seriously, this was going through my head. And, I talked to Ernest. I seen Ernest. Seen Rick. Mike. It was just like a breath of fresh air, because they know exactly what I was going through. And it was just more or less, they understood. It wasn't like certain individuals, I won't say, always trying to put you down. These guys wasn't nothing like that.
Well, let me tell you why I understood, and let me tell you why Ernest understands. We've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I did 16 years in federal penitentiary. Ernest did 10 years in the state penitentiary.
I did 4.
And Darin did 4. So we know what he was going through. We know what all our clients are going through when they walk through those doors.
And COVID didn't help.
And COVID didn't help. So when they walk through and we know what they're going through, we do our best to help them, because we know how hard it is to readjust, to reconnect with your family, to get a good job, to start supporting yourself, to do the right thing when so long you've been doing the wrong thing. So we want to change that all about the individual. And I would like to say, for the most part, we're successful. Some return to prison, some fall off to the wayside. But as Darin said, those are, to me, the ones that didn't want it bad enough. Because if you want it bad enough, you won't return to prison. You won't fall off to the wayside. You'll get on that narrow road to success.
And keep the pants up.
Yeah, it's sagging, huh? Spell sagging backwards, and that lets you know what that means. But that's a whole
No,
other
but yeah, that's
story.
yeah.
But
But,
I would like for Darin to embellish a little bit more about OBK before we close this thing.
Okay, like I said, this program is here for you guys. I mean, it's here. All you gotta do is want it. And like I said, they're gonna help you as much as they can.
Yes, we will.
Okay, and like I said, it involves a lot of legwork, but these guys will help you as far as transportation and anything else. But like you said, you gotta want it, and it's real hard out there. Cause like I said, the COVID hit and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These programs is really helpful. So, yeah, guys, just get it together. Come on down to OBK. Believe me, they'll take care of you.
All right. As Darin said, get it together and come on down to OBK. I like that. We'd like to end the podcast now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time with us and our client. We're going to bring Ernest Rice Bay back to the podium and end this particular podcast.
All right. You heard it from Rick. You heard from Darin, one of our more successful clients. We're about to end this podcast. I hope it was something said that would encourage anyone getting out of prison to want to be successful in life. Like I always say, life is a championship boxing match. You got to be ready for both of them. If you're not training to be successful, you're bound for failure. So Darin, on that note, man, is one last thing we would like for you to let the people know that anything that you went through with OBK to encourage anyone that's out there that may perhaps be on their way to us, is there anything, any kind of information that you can provide that will assist them along their way?
I tell you what, the information I just said about OBK, they're here, the program is here, and I tell you what, they will help you as much as they can. And like I said, my bottom line is this: you gotta really want to do it, because these guys will help you in any way possible. So, you know, guys, it's here. Just come on.
OBK is here. We like Superman. We ready to save you. Come on down. If you can believe it, you surely can achieve it. Did I say that right?
Yes.
I said, if you can believe it, you surely can achieve it. What I, what I mean is, if you can believe it, you surely can achieve it. Absolutely. Thanks, Darin, for coming through, man.
No problem, guys.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Peace.